All right, just getting situated here. AI mount on my little red tracker one that I have. Can be better. Go for a spin, folks. This way. Can't tell if you're here otherwise. Can't tell if you're here otherwise. All right. All right, well, let's get into this. Here we go. Great way to spend a Sunday. So. On you. All right, there's that. Let me have this guy here. Just doing this stuff here, so just getting prepped. Good way to spend a Sunday morning, though. Say that much. Get out, get to do some of this stuff. I mean, it's wicked cold out right now, so my alternatives were to try to do some work in the garden today, but that is not working out. Well, let's clear this stuff out. The top note, make sure you have these on your outside outlets. Helps with insulation. I know they're pretty much mandatory now, but a lot of the older homes don't have them. Just something to keep in mind. You can buy them for pretty cheap off Amazon. We'll pack them. Let me see, the inside ones don't have it. All right, so I'm going to be down here for a second. That's what I want to do. Next spot. Come on, you. There we go. This is my little IR mount. It follows me around the room. Tracks my heat signature so that I can kind of see what I'm doing here. There we go. Next one. There you go. There's that spot. I want to get these out. There. How this works here. These guys. Oh. Yeah, I hate curtain rods. The fixtures, my least favorite thing on the planet. Well, I don't say least favorite. Least favorite is coat racks. The redhead could speak more of that. Figure out. There you go. Now. Yep. That's good. Check. Light coming into place now. Good. All right, let's get those down. Easier. This is the stuff they and see all the home improvement guys going through, looking at their painting their rooms and doing the stuff. They gloss over how much work this part is to prep, which good on them because it's not that much fun. All right, you come out. You block stuff. You're right there. Now for me, I'm going to do basically half a room at a time. Because I don't want to move everything out. With the pain. So this will be, where's the star over here? Right there. Good. Check, check, check. That's done. Okay. Far so good. Just kind of cover up here. Ooh, this bed. We are just going to kind of make all this and push this all over there. Yeah, just a tiny little room, nothing to it. Let's see. Be right back. Come on, there you go. Follow me around, buddy. All right. Mention a little bit here. I got my little infrared mount here. Just kind of keeps an eye on things and see what I can do to get things rolling here. Where's this guy at? We'll cut around first, all the way to here. Push that too hard. Yep, let's get this all over here. Touch that up, touch to here. This down. All right, so getting into this mix time. Okay. I think I'm on. It's probably the 20. Gotta be 27th, 28th room I painted in all the houses we lived in. Especially my time in the military. Good Lord. We'd move, we'd paint, we'd move, we'd paint. We'd move, we'd paint. So right now I said I don't necessarily want to move all my stuff out of here just because I just don't want to. But right, here's this guy. Back up here real quick. Mix. There we go. You. Hey, over here, buddy. There you go. Come on. I said I love this. Love this mount, but it doesn't track me on best sometimes, especially if I move too quick. But you know, it's part of the deal. You're gonna. I got filters. Oh my gosh, that's silly. All right, here, let's adjust that filter. Pop. I don't want to pop. Hey, thank you. I'm just getting started. I appreciate that. So, do this. Yeah, the prep's the hardest part. Getting everything square. Show you over here real quick. Let's see. Oh, for the, I guess it'd be for the male members of my audience. I like to see the mixing. You know, for the deal. Yeah, what do you guys think of this YouTube, like live, this vertical thing they're doing? I don't know, I'm just giving it a shot. See if there's any. I mean, I don't even know how many people are on this thing or even using it yet. You guys like on TikTok Live or any of that stuff? Oh, all right, appreciate you, man. Have a good day. Yeah, no need to hang out, I can tell you that much. It was just an old man in his paint. It's the second most boring thing ever after watching paint dry. Is watching an old man paint. I mean, I guess there might be something cathartic about it. I guess that's why people watched Bob Ross as much as they did. There we go. That looks better. A few more. Another 20, 30. So many supportive people. Never ceases to amaze me. Get back in there. Look at this here. That's the name of the stream is Old Man Paints. Well, I am. Yeah, let's just gonna do some cutting back first, though. All right. Bring you guys over here for a minute. Try not to blind you with the sun best I can. It's right here. I'm gonna lock this in though. Turn you off. You're gonna follow me too much right now. I'll just be static. Off. Okay. There we go. See, I had yellow was my last one that I used. Wife still hasn't forgiven me for that bathroom, but it is what it is. Got another month until the alarm goes off to see if we want to repaint it or not. There's something cathartic about this that I always enjoyed. Okay, so that part right on through. Correct. That wall is not level, obviously. Okay. Like I said, I'm terrible at cutting. That's why I got this thing straight edge. It can help me out here. What's so nice about this? Back side of this be forever covered by the curtains. So I'm the only one that's going to be able to see that ever, which would be nice. Any extra drips, drops? Yes. Okay. That up real quick. Got the sun coming out today. I'll take that. That's for sure. We have been Michigan, where I'm at. We do not get a lot of sunshine this time of year, just due to the lake effect, the cloud bank that rolls over. Any little bit of sunshine we can get, like right now, this I'll take all day long. What the heck spilled over here? Anything water? It's weird. All right, well, whatever. Finish this bottom part off. The other part about cutting around windowsills is nobody sees the bottom. You don't have to be as touchy about it, you know what I mean? But as I put in the notes in the description on this thing, a big part of why I do the projects around the house instead of paying someone, because it is important to have things to keep your mind occupied that are not your work. Helps you kind of chill out a little bit, you know? Yeah, work's important, but it's not that important. Basically at the expense of your mental well-being. Now, so yeah, when you're doing stuff and you're thinking about things you should do away from work to help your brain out, you want to have something that's physical. That's important. Something physical that's going to make you have to work your muscles. You have something that's going to make you think. You have to do, some level of math or some sort of deeper thinking involved with it. Critical thinking, operate that gray matter, and then the last piece is you want to have something that's going to have patience. Talk to people about that a lot with my clients. You want to have something that requires patience. That is one that is missed a lot by folks, is understanding how important it is to learn patience is one of your responsibilities. That is why I like gardening so much. Requires physical activity, right? Dirt's heavy. Plants can be heavy. And then, right, so there's the physical activity piece. So you have to think, because obviously there's a lot of, I grew up as a farmer, but there's a lot of science involved with gardening people don't think about. Then there's the other spot is, right, so they need a lot of critical thinking skills, like plant placement, diagnosis of what's going on with your soil, stuff like that. And then you get into the last piece is patience, which if there's anything you learn in gardening, it's patience. Do all your prep, get your seeds squared, get them in the ground, or seedlings, whatever you do, then you gotta wait. Waiting is a huge part of the process. That's just what you do. We'll see how this stuff looks when it gets all together, but so far I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, I like this color. Nice little, not too much. It's not like super purple, a little gray in there. Yeah, it could be okay. Let's cut in this spot over here, in the corner. I have a plan of that stuff. No. And I don't know why I picked purple for this. I just picked purple. Well, actually, I do know why. I was in my dentist's office. That's what it was. They had this color on there, and I really liked it. It was light. We'll see how this looks like right now. It's obviously not getting a lot of light, but yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty nice. All right, there's that corner. Making my way around down here. You guys can see my terrible painting that I do, but not a professional at this, not in the slightest. So if you came to this live stream looking for expert painting, I just want to apologize ahead of time. You're not going to find it here. You can kind of see the work I'm doing. A bit further down. Yeah, right there's good. A little bit further down. There you go. Let's do that. Okay, so I think the biggest piece on here is like, really, a couple of y'all watch right now. What do you guys think of this like vertical live stuff on YouTube? Kind of like the opposite of what YouTube typically is. Thought I'd give it a go. Like I normally do business stuff and gardening, but I said, well, since I'm going to be painting, this might be a good time to try out this whole live thing, this vertical piece. See if anybody's actually using it and what they think of it. I don't know. I say I've been doing Twitch a little bit on the side, which has been kind of fun. I got people stop in and I ask like, hey, just put it on there, my Twitch channel, that I'm a business coach to help with any business advice, and lo and behold, people show up and literally asking some, decent questions too about business, nothing necessarily crazy or I think it's meaningful questions. So I'll take it. I had somebody ask me about what to do with EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, and amortization, and how to properly articulate that to their staff, because EBITDA wasn't quite where they wanted it to be. I thought it was wild that I'm getting that question on Twitch of all places, but it's a good question. It's an important question, because you don't know what you're going to do with your EBITDA. If you don't understand it, you don't know what you're doing with your profits. That's really what that comes down to. There's tax strategies and other stuff you have to do, but at the end of the day, it's different spots, you know what I mean? So anyways, So I'm really interested to see what people think about this whole vertical live streaming thing on YouTube. Like I said, of all places. I mean, they're trying to. I mean, I know they're trying to keep up with the other vertical video platforms and stuff. And I get it. Just don't know if this is a thing for YouTube. Well, of course, I didn't think shorts were going to be a thing either, but here we are. Well, shorts are huge now for YouTube. It's just another way to communicate and get to connect with people and share your thoughts, which I love. More people connecting, more people talking, the better. All right. There's a little bit of a cut down. This will at least let me get there. Let me do the ceiling real quick. Raise that back up. You guys can laugh as I almost fall like 16 times. I'm doing this. Go right there. I know that light is not helping at all. But man, I gotta have some sunlight. We haven't had sunlight forever, so I'm gonna be selfish. Yep. Yes, I know you can put more paint on there, but I have an issue lately with I've been cutting this stuff back and my straight edge here, so. Yep. All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like this. I like this a lot, actually. It's a nice color. So, yeah, for anybody that's popping on here, just curious, what do you guys think of this vertical live stuff on YouTube? It's a little weird, but that's not normally what I have on YouTube. But like I said, normally I do gardening, but it is and yard stuff, but it is 20 degrees and we got like 6 inches of snow over the last day, so there's not much I can do in my garden at the moment. There's some prep stuff I can do, but I can do that. I can wait a day or two until it's not as snowy and nasty out there. Well, there's those that say you cut in after you paint versus before and other stuff. Honestly, I do it both ways. Today, the spirits moved me to where I decided to cut in before I broke off the rope. No particular reason. Okay, this would just be the way to go about it. I'll give you a shot here. Right here. Much. Too much in there. Paint on the wall and on the floor. Come on. I got this, dude. Yeah. Different walls can look different way, but I like this. It's gonna be almost like a light plum lavender. I don't know, we'll see. Anytime you put color on a wall and it has an ad and it always looks different at first. Like it only makes sense, right? you go. Like I said, I do this a little differently than some other folks where I do my rooms like in halves, like or sections. And then I'll move over while I'm cutting off something else, come back, repaint everything. I don't give it the full 2 hours because, frankly, I don't see the need for that. But I haven't been rung yet. All right, so there's that. Let's get some paint in here and get busy. Just a little bit. Where's my paintbrush at? Oh, what I do here is come over here in a second, but stuff out of the can, off the can, onto the wall. I didn't pay to paint the can. There we go. All right, moment of truth here. This guy getting saturated. Help my back up. Meantime, you guys want to get a better look at that? No, I mean, we'll be over here in a second, but you can see that going up. Paint. I mean, the lavender color is gonna be darker than it's going on. It's kind of the idea. The paint, you gotta let it dry to see what it actually looks like. It's like duh, but a lot of folks that don't know, if they're not done their painting themselves, it always darkens up just a little bit. Okay, so this is gonna be a lot of it. There's a lot of gray in this that, well, might fix that in a second. On the second run. All right. Step down here. So yeah, this has been my radio program yesterday. It was a good call. Good conversation with a young lady who runs a men's only homeless shelter. I thought that was pretty nice. Cool to be able to talk with her yesterday. Finds out that she's actually family of folks that I went to school with. And like I said, pretty much more time I've been thinking about it, more I'm pretty sure I remember her as a kid. She's a few years younger than me. So that was a good story. A lot of folks that that's the idea of my radio program is just hiding those people who are doing good things. That's why I pay for the right to be able to do it. That's it. It's my, it's just, I don't make any money off of it. Yeah, it's some advertising for my business, but at the end of the day, then it's a net me giving back to the community, give a voice to some people, and make sure that they have some airtime to talk about the wonderfulness that they're doing. And this week was for my name's Randy. Last weekend, Jim Jensen, he's the president of the local historical society. So that's important work for people to be doing. So, I remember when I was a kid and had to do assignments, they have us go to the historical society to look up to find the newspaper on the day of our birth, so we could talk about what the headline was. And it's interesting, the day of my birth, which isn't something that I found interesting, that I was born on the day, you can look it up, that homebrewing beer and wine was legalized in the country. Up until the late 70s, it was illegal. It was illegal to let yeast ferment sugars into alcohol in your house in controlled situations. It was wild to me. So let's take a look at this real quick. Bring you guys over here and give you a quick little look. So with that light there, it's probably a bit challenging to see. Oops, sorry, tripped there a little bit. See, we're getting in its first coat now. It's coming in all right. Like I said, cut in here. You can see the spots. Just for the first coat, obviously getting some stuff in there. As you can see what I'm dealing with outside. So I'm inside today. Yuck. All right, well, let's get over here. Do this real quick. I think that's a good spot. You'll see a big chunk of my terrible work that I'm doing. You should be able to see. I'm going to take a break here and get some coffee, though. So anyways, like I said, it's lavender that I got. It was from my dentist's office. I'm 45 now, and I haven't never had a cavity, but still go to the dentist, still got to get my teeth cleaned. And when I got in here, went in there, I was like, man, that is a really, and this tells you when you've reached middle ages, guy, you're literally making comments to people about the paint schemes in their area, thinking, man, that would look really good in our spare bedroom. So I am fully embracing my 45-year-old grandpa midlife where I'm at. No crisis, though. I don't have a Corvette or anything. Not that I would ever, not that I would want one, but no crisis for me. If my crisis is the fact that I need to paint walls, then I think I'm doing pretty good. Yes. I'm still afraid it's boring to watch paint dry, right? Well, it's literally what the stream is right now. We're watching paint dry. So I don't know about this whole live thing, like vertical. It's pretty cool. I've had, like I said, I had a couple folks have been poking their heads in and out a little bit, just watching my terrible painting skills. I think people are just more curious, exploring what the vertical, live function even looks like. Still trying to figure out how I'm going to use it. I know I'm going to be doing it in the garden. I can tell you that much. This summer when I'm out in the garden, I'll be running live on this thing all the time, just because it's good to go back and be able to review my tapes just to see how I'm doing. Two, that sunshine and just how peaceful it is to be able to go out, and I got bird feeders, I got bird houses, bird feeders. It's nice. You're out in nature. Why wouldn't I want to put that out into the ether for people to see? Yeah. Get a little more paint in here. It's starting to run a little dry on me. Step stool out of the way. But I don't know. Like I said, this this live thing. I know this morning too. I mean, it's Sunday morning. You know, hell, half the people that would be on here are probably waking up from their Saturday night adventures. You know, and I don't know if how many folks would be seasoned citizens, or I mean, I don't even know part of the globe would be watching you right now. What time is it? 8 o'clock. So that's 2 in the afternoon in Europe. Oops. It's 2 in Europe. And I guess 10 over in Australia. 2, 8. Yeah, 10, 9, 10 o'clock over in Australia. So there might be some folks on. Interested in watching some old dude throw paint on the wall, I guess. I don't know. You never know what's going to work with these things. I mean, the other side too. Anyway, so it's been nice ever since I moved back here, but this is our modular home that we had built. So it's just, you know, as I get around to stuff, getting things updated where I can, just make the adjustments. In this case, we got a few more rooms to paint. But this one, got one more bathroom. Well, I'm gonna have to repaint the one bathroom. I know my wife doesn't like the color. It is what it is. Yeah, I wanted to get something bright in there, and I went a little too bright, like supernova yellow instead of, or what'd you call it, mustard. She's right, but yeah, I just wanted some color in there. But I do like the yellow. It just needs to be less yellow. You know? And my favorite part about doing these things too is the number of people that come in where I'll have comments letting me know I'm doing it all wrong, and my response to them is like, yeah, absolutely, I'm doing it wrong, but just paint getting on the wall, so I'll take it. I think that's one of the things that stops a lot of people too from doing a lot of these home projects, or they're worried that they're gonna do it wrong, make mistakes, or may not do it the best way. I can promise you, unless you pay a professional, you're going to do it the wrong way. No matter what's on YouTube, what's being said, you just don't have the skill set to be able to do it for most things. That doesn't mean you shouldn't try. And get out here. I've been painting walls forever and a day. I've watched all the videos on how to do it the right way. Just not necessarily been my thing to, okay, I'm going to do these W's and go along and super saturate this stuff. It's just not really my thing. All right. I like that color. It looks pretty good. Get over here. Here, stop there, cut in. Everyone telling me they can see my lines. They can see this. I don't. Yeah, it's fine. There's another coat going on this bad boy. A bad girl. I'm trying to assume my wall's gender, I guess. Bad they. There we go. All right. Here. Go. So there. You guys can't see too much what I'm doing here. Flip that up a little bit. So like I said, I'm done this area all the way over here. I do down here. I make my way around the corner and just start over again. Should get enough time to get this part done. Go make coffee. Let it air out a bit. And then give it another try. All right. Painting away. A lot of respect for painters. Well, anybody in the trades, man. The skill set required to do this job is something special. You know, to do this professionally and at a high level is worthy of praise. I mean, they do outstanding work. So, not me saying, never catch me saying that I don't appreciate the trades folks and the work that they do. You know, like you're my clients that I have that I work with, and it's nothing to look off at the skill set. It's impressive. Okay, so there's that. This white spot. There. All right, so there's that. Let's reposition here a little bit. A little bit. See my silly work I'm doing. See how much paint right to there. Let's get right to the edge. Let's see where I'm at, where I'm going. What's happening? Hold on. Oh, sorry you're sleepy, honey. I'm sorry your head's hurting. Did you want to come look at the color real quick? You want to come look at the color? What's that? You thought I was sleeping? You can just come take a quick peek and then. Sorry. Well, thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that. That's considerate. All right, saying so far so good. There, that is bright coming in the window, so you can start to see the actual color coming through now a little bit. Let's change that. That isn't right. No filter. I'm actually making it a little bit better. No, up it in right, crush it in right, crush it in right, and definitely in right. And so that bun do. All right, time to get into this thing, back into it. One quick fresh coffee. Get back into it here. All right, so time to cut in. Put this on the way. All right, time to cut some of this down here. Work my way around. Like I said, I just do this in sections. So I got this portion getting done. I'll come back over, repaint areas that I did, then move everything around again. So I don't take everything out of the room just to paint. Just, you know, one of the biggest pains that you have when you're painting is just making sure that it's, you know, let's see here. Frankly, just all the prep and stuff you got to do. The most annoying part. Not annoying, it's just, well, part of the deal. You got to do it. So. The boards are making a little noise on me here. Sounds like my tum-tum, but it's not. All right, so back at it here. All right, there's that. I'm working with the corner. So favorite part's about doing the doors over here. I mean, you get some stuff on there. It happens. Again, most people aren't going to see this. Stuff to go through, paint, all this stuff. But on the corners over here, you can just kind of go to town. I've always liked because no one can really see the side here. What is it really worth freaking out over? Make sure you get the coverage in there. Seriously, who's going to stick their head on the side here? Be able to see they got paint, you know, on the border now. Okay. Yeah, look at that, man, cruising now. Not really, but got this in spot. This will take me probably the morning to do this room. Good. I've got prep for tomorrow. I've got client meetings. But this afternoon, and we'll just chill out for a little bit. You know, it's good to chill out from time to time. All right, let's make my way around the top here. I'm going to paint all the way to this side of the door. Can't see over here, but I'm going to paint to that side. Right. Basically to here. That's where I'm going to go to. All right. Next up, Door top here. Again, no one can see up there, so take as much time as you like, but don't overthink it. Seriously, when's the last time you ever looked at the top of a door frame? Unless you're, one of those excessively tall people. Then I say excessively tall, like by excessively, I mean actual tall people instead of little 5'9" grandpa like myself. Good. I'll just cut this right down. Don't think about it too much. And there's no one looking here. A friend of mine, he's in Vegas right now with his wife. They're kind of following around they're checking with some rock band that they follow. I can't remember which one it is, but he was just at the Bellagio where he's staying. Bellagio has one of my favorite artists, David Chihuly. He does glass work. He's out in Seattle, Tacoma, and he did all the glass work up in the ceiling, all around the main lobby area. His work, if you ever see it, look up Chihuly, David, Chihuly, and like his work is just phenomenal. The way that I discovered Chihuly, I was living in Washington, and my daughter and I, it was Friday night, we were just hanging out we were just kind of hanging out watching TV after I had a full week of work, and we were just chilling. I was like, all right, it's time for bed. We were watching something on PBS, I can't remember. And then PBS comes on. It's like coming up next, David Chihuly, the master of glass. I'm like, huh? What's this all about? I was like, okay, anyways. And Chihuly hops on there. Dude's got an eye patch. Like, literally has an eye patch, and he's slinging molten glass around. Kind of looked at my kid and I said, well, we got to watch this now. Like, you can't turn away from something like that. Lo and behold, he was local, the other side of the state, but from Washington, where I lived at the time, Michigan now. And I mean, it was just, his work is beautiful, the stuff that he does. And he's done stuff all over the world with his glass work. So if you haven't seen his stuff, the moment you see it, you're going to be blown away by it. It's really gorgeous work. Oh, all right. This guy for this piece over here. Okay. Spot down here. Take me around the corner. Painting was so, I remember how just intimidating painting was when I first started even thinking about doing it. It's, it's so permanent, right? But it's not. That was the other side of it. Like, I got that part through my brain that you can actually paint over stuff. You do something wrong, you just repaint it, right? So, anyways, yeah, this is interesting trying out this this live feature on YouTube, the vertical piece. They've done the landscape portion. So basically, I'm still trying to figure this piece out, how people find me. I'm assuming it just shows up in like the shorts feed. I mean, again, I saw this was an option. They saw they wanted us trying it, but I guess I Research more. No idea. But those that do DIY, yes, some people like to watch people be really bad at DIY stuff. You get to watch me today. And I will not disappoint in my terribleness in DIY goodness. I am not very good at this stuff, but gives me some, I said it fits one of those 3 requirements that I have for my, like I said, for things that I do outside of that. That'll well. As well, I don't know what that noise was, but I'm the feeling I got some sort of notification. Something, who knows? All right. I don't know how much of this works here, but I mean, this part's easy. I've been doing this for years. It's cutting in stuff. Just trying not to overthink it. Because I told many people over the years they were getting ready to start painting and they were worried about certain aspects of it. What I would ask them is, when is the last time you paid attention to anyone's paint job in their home? Like, legitimately, when did you ever go in and be like, oh man, I can't believe that their second coat of this was not as clean as it all. Yeah, never, ever, ever have you ever. All right, so I just need to go on the top. With that, the one thing you learn when you do this enough times, it's up here so you guys can see me being my silliness. One thing you learn is the direction to go. So for me, right, back and forth here, get your good coverage, right, nice and clean. Guys who did my ceilings here did me a solid. They cut it in for me, so it's not as challenging, which I'm very thankful for, because that can be a pain at times. But yeah, they did a good job and they cut it in, so it's nice. Anyways, just understand the direction you need to go with your paint. So if you're right-handed, you go from left to right, because direction your brush is going to want to go. Try to do this the whole way. It's awkward. Doesn't flow right. It's down just a little bit so the roller doesn't have to work as hard. Paint. By doing that, I'll move the camera up a little bit for you guys so you can laugh at me while I'm up here. Folks laugh at me a little bit while I'm doing this. Okay. And just a grandpa paint rooms in his house. That's it. They're saying for the spare room here, this needed to be done a while ago, but I've been a little lazy on it. I'm gonna be honest about it. I just didn't really want to get to it. Don't enjoy painting. It's not my fave. This up here. Takes a while to do all these corners and stuff, you know? You gotta take your time. You want to look good, but like I said, I'm not a professional with this. And as I think I said a little bit ago, when is the last time you've been at anyone's house or home looked at their and actually paid attention to their paint job besides the color. Like, oh, you know what? They didn't cut that in as well as they could have at the top. I've been borrowing spots like it's just straight up missing paint, but it's not something we do. So, thinking about painting, do it. You'll be very glad you did. Put color in the place always makes things better. Get this light switch over here. Cut this thing in. What's that? It's like blazing right now. Blazing through this. Get through, cut it to there, paint this, but this time this has already had a chance to set. Redo that, and make my way back over here. That'll give me time to move everything around again. Well, this is setting. That's the plan. How it goes. They taught us in the Air Force, no plan survives first contact with the enemy. This doesn't have it. So, in your best laid plans, you gotta be willing to pivot. Which is good advice just in general. All right. That. We're painting this guy or gal, or they, or whatever. Like I said, I don't want to assume the gender, excuse me, of my walls. And yes, that's the other thing too, which you got to keep in mind when you're doing this stuff, right? Depending on the angle, like where the light is hitting your wall, you're going to have multi-tones throughout your room. You're painting. So when you're looking at your primary color you want to have, it needs to be for the wall, basically the largest space that it's going to be facing. So when you're checking your swatches, 3 or 4 different spots with different levels of light hitting them. Make sure that you like it where it's at. All right. Back at it. Are we? All right, you guys kind of see my terrible painting abilities here. But like I said, not about how well you do it. It's just get her done. I mean, you want to do it nice, but you know, I'm never going to be as good as a professional, and that's okay. You're a professional for the things that you want done specifically perfectly, which is why I have them done for the ceiling, because that's, you know, wasn't something that you want. That takes years to learn how to do that. Painting, I've done this over the course of so many rooms over the last few decades. I got the basics down. Good enough for us. We're simple people. I'll come through the brush and finish that off because I don't want to hit that. paintbrush and paint this here. Touch all this up. One more time, but this is gotta get done down here better. Because this just ain't right. That ain't gonna do. First coat in. Only the second coat. I can just blaze through that second coat. I don't have to think about it too much. That's what you want with the second coat. Literally just putting on paint. Not overthinking it. Gotta have good coverage on the first coat. Otherwise, so good, right? So anyways, started doing this an hour and a half into this right now. All right, there's that spot. Well, what did we learn here? Maybe we need to extend this out a little bit. I'll have to go back and do this again. All right, there's that. Like I said, just learn as you go. I need that bottom strip to be a little bit wider. Got a spot here I gotta hit one more time. Yeah. So this room is, remember correctly, it's 12 by 15, give or take. Kind of where it's at, 12 by 15. Yeah, it's gonna take me basic 12 by 15 room. Get that with the paintbrush here. 12 by 15 room takes a can and a half. 1 can and a half of paint for good coverage. You know, decent paint, good coverage. So just keep that in mind when you're doing your math on how much you might need. They're going to tell you need more. I'm going to tell you you don't. Like I say, I've done so many darn rooms over the years. Just tell you don't. So, all right. Where's my little guy at? There's my little guy. Right there, but I thought I'll just do that with the paintbrush. I'm gonna need the roller for that. I got a little roller that I have in here. Got the little roller, but not the after. That's all right. I'll just do this by hand. The paintbrush. Easy peasy. Leave the roller for another day. Nice coverage. Gotta be in here anyways to cut the corner. So I'll just use the brush. And with this, you know, you can save your brushes, reuse them again if you'd like. Just hit them with hot water, soak them. They clean up really easy. Let them drain overnight in the sink. You have a utility sink, not, find a spot for them to dry. I think this is like my fourth time using this brush on something and cleaned so many times. Probably its last. Given its last here, it's given its all. It's not really holding that much paint anymore, so probably its last adventure. It's fine. 4 rooms with 1 paintbrush, I think, is, it's better than most. A couple different colors. It's still holding paint okay, but not as well as I'd like. Which, why you see me hopping up and down so much in the I was on the step ladder there, the step stool. I was hopping up and down so much because this was not holding paint very well, and it doesn't hold paint very well. You want to put paint everywhere but the wall. That's the concern. All right, paint here. This guy. This guy. Touch up here. The idea. Up here. See, that's what I was saying. You can't see it, but I just Got some, because this thing is not holding paint like I was literally just saying. Got some right there. Tissue. Clean that up real quick. Don't like to have. Let's cut this down a little bit better here. Yep. I think it's probably drying too much now. This. There you go. Cleans up. Easy peasy. All right. Oh, hello. Hey, Valerio. What's happening? Hopefully this is a little bit more exciting than you thought it was going to be, but you know, we're literally watching paint dry. You know what I mean? So, all right. Let me head over here and come over here. Okay. So anyways, making my way down here and just, yeah, today's a good day. I mean, we had terrible wind last night. It was crazy. I think we had some like 45, 50 mile an hour gusts blowing all over. It was rattling. Well, it wasn't rattling the house, but it was rattling everything around the house, which kept me up most of the night. Kept the dogs up too. There you go. Pretty good. I get this here. So yeah, anyways, the wind was terrible last night. Had me and the dogs up most of the night. Like everything was just rattling outside. Worried, you know, I got my greenhouse. You guys, not many of you, but if any of you have ever followed my channel or subscribers, you'll see that I've been working on my greenhouse lately, getting ready for seeds as they start in the next week, couple weeks. And tell you, it's a good greenhouse. Got it off of Wayfair. It's holding up well. Even in like these winds, you know, I'm worried like I'm gonna lose a vent or something, but it has been rock solid, this thing. So that has been a pleasant surprise for a, you know, a little $600 greenhouse that I picked up off of Wayfair. I'm pretty happy with that. Anyways, yeah, and again, we have another warm up coming too. Sorry, I know I'm off camera. I'm just getting paint for a second here, guys. But here you go. Here's your money shot. Look at that. Ooh. I said I got this color from my dentist's office. Not this exact one, but I got inspired by one from my dentist's office. And this. Sorry about the squeaks. Look at that. That's what y'all are watching for. Just to be able to see that lavender come on there. A little more paint, I think, when I got in there. Well, I think I make this work. Just need good coverage for the first coat. Second coat, come in and they were strong. As I said, from my dentist office, I was sitting there getting my teeth cleaned, and I've never had a cavity, and I stopped my my hygienist and like mid teeth scrape, like, yo, what color is this? Do you have the paint scheme for this? Because I just really liked it. My wife was in there a couple days later, and she found the color. She asked him, she was able to get the color for it. So I went and looked it up, and I like this one. It was a little bit darker, just a little bit. I don't know. I've been digging these more solid colors like this lately, so. Alarm's going off all over. All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to stop for a little bit. Come back live later. I've got this part done. Yeah, I know. Like I said, first coat, I can still see the lines there. Okay, first coat. We're going to come back through, straighten that up. Here, you can see where I got to come back in. I got to move basically everything around now. Actually, be moving some stuff around, but I'm going to take a quick little break. Be back on later. Get on to the next spot.